Wow, look at that. Listen, we promised intro music. And here we are. Dan Deep, you are now listening to Mike and Mike in the morning here at TS 104.5 FM. Thanks for being here, everybody. Excited to get rolling. We had some basketball last night, but first and foremost, let's shout out the Top Shot handle Rock and or Roll, Kevin, for hooking us up with some intro music. We love that. Also, shout out to the chat. Y'all were getting active like a half hour ago. We love that. That's pretty cool. We're seeing some good stuff. So shout out to MM Drippy, Michael, Trap Lord, all you guys getting here a little bit early. Rishi was here early. We're diving into some theories on the Cool Cats already about international players, and then also looking at who the base series moments are going to be in that. So shout out for Michael for starting some conspiracies talk. Anytime you can get conspiracy talk in the morning, we love it. And I also should say, Prod is like, it's not morning. It's 3 p.m. So shout out to our international folks who made the trip, who maybe you're having lunch. Hey, shout out to you if you are not drinking coffee, but are drinking a little bit something, a little bit of alcohol. But yeah, listen, ready to get rolling. We're going to talk about, let's talk about Cool Cats in a little bit. We'll talk about the Rising Stars in a little bit. Maybe some Seeing Stars stuff. I think we should continue to bring up Seeing Stars to just remind me how I just took a fat L on the Seeing Stars, right? We're seeing all those prices continue to go up, and I was a big dummy. We're also going to have to talk about LaMarcus Aldridge, God damn it. I know I hate that. I say that every day. Every time somebody brings up LaMarcus Aldridge, I think that's rude. I don't think we should be talking about LaMarcus Aldridge. But now apparently he's going to be leaving the Spurs. So does he become relevant? Yeah, there's Ryan. Price has gone up from 17 to 28 since it was announced that he was leaving the Spurs. Should I just offload him now or wait till he moves? Here's what I'd say. This isn't really even Top Shot related, but just basketball related. Where's LaMarcus going that's going to be helpful? Like who needs a dude like that right now? I might be wrong, but man, we don't. Yeah, also V Clamping. We hit 1K last night. So shout out to everybody. Our numbers have been so good in the morning. And then all of a sudden we're getting a bunch of subscribers and a bunch of activity. So shout out to you guys all for being there. And MM Drippy, what? Screw LaMarcus Aldridge. We're not starting the day with LaMarcus Aldridge. Let's oh yeah, I got to share screen. Duh. Let's take a look at my man PJ. All right. Let's look at how PJ's cooking right now. Not OJ. PJ. Let's look at PJ. 269. Oh my gosh. What's going on? What's going on with these series ones? A lot of drip. You think I was talking to somebody else about this last night. You think everyone's just like offloading some product right now to get those Rising Stars and Seeing Stars challenges done? You think that's what's happening? That's the only thing that could make sense to me, because I couldn't really figure out why all of these prices were dropping. So that would be my best guess. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are. But again, the obligatory PJ Washington check-in, Series 1, he's rookie debut, rookie moment, 269. What's happening? Let's talk a little bit about last night before we get into everything else. Also, let's take a sip of whatever we're sipping. All right. I've been pumping my man DeJounte Murray a bunch last night. Now, did any of you guys watch the game last night? Anybody who was on NBA TV? He's down to 210. It was at 220 the other day. I've been pumping DeJounte. I really like him. Luka destroyed DeJounte last night. Now, there was, I think the game got down to like 8 points maybe with a minute or two to go. And Luka crossed up DeJounte so bad and hit a step back three. And I could just feel a collective like shit, like that sucks because when you're pumping a dude and you're on national TV and Luka goes into his bag, it's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling seeing that. But yeah, so I think we were, and I said this yesterday, we were all reminded, I think Dallas is going to go on a little bit of a run here. And I think Sacramento, I think San Antonio is going to take a step back too. They were running really hot early in the year, winning a bunch of games. Yeah, got absolutely cooked by Luka. All right, fine. We'll go back to LaMarcus. Let's pull him up. Do we think Portland is an interesting team, right? Because they, who knows when Nurk's coming back. They lost Zach Collins. They're playing Enes Kanter a ton of minutes. Carmelo and Covington are playing like small ball fives. So LaMarcus is interesting back in Portland. Yeah, so his price is up to 27 on his base series 2. Even his series 1 is only 205. I'm not going to tell anybody to buy LaMarcus. I refuse to do that on this show, okay? I refuse. The other game we had, there wasn't too much to take away from the other game, except the Wizards, Wizards refusing to play defense, right? Washington absolutely refusing to play defense. But the one dude who kind of looked all right last night was Denny. Denny Avdija, was hitting some corner threes. He actually like outplayed Davis Bertans last night, which is a tough scene for Davis and the Wizards because they paid him so much money. So, that was some signs of life from Denny. And as a rookie, these rookie prices just like skyrocketed right here. But now it's like settling around 277, 585. Wow, those rising stars are going up. But yeah, Denny's kind of interesting as a rookie that, he's going to get the minutes on this team. So I think he's an interesting guy just to pay attention to. I'm not saying go out and scoop him right now, but he was showing some signs of life, little 3-and-D action. You'd think with Russ and Bradley on the court, he's going to have some open opportunities to hit some jumpers. I will say, as Justin Winslow on the site too, I think no, not yet. We all forgot about Justice as because he just continues to get hurt, and so I'm interested to see like how he continues to develop. He's playing some not 6-man, but he's like running the second unit a little bit, playing a little bit with the first unit in the second half. The thing I'll say though about that game, if you guys watched that game last night, Russ and Justice Winslow just trading bricks, just like running up and down the floor, missing jump shots. It was kind of ugly, but those are the dudes that I'd pay attention to from last night. So that's where I'm at. Excuse me. I know we normally talk about like last night's action. There was only 2 games, and the takeaways are like Ja Morant's pretty good. So is Bradley Beal, and so is Luka. Those are the takeaways. The other thing too from that game, someone who we talk about how Top Shot just like doesn't like bigs. Anybody in Top Shot, Jonas, right? Like series 1 is $115. His series 2 is $16. Like you're looking for a cheap entry point of like getting someone. Grizzlies are probably going to at least make that 7-10 playoff run or that tournament. Jonas, he's like, if he's going to get his minutes as their big, right? He's going to start. I mean, if a team goes small against him, I don't know what they do, but it shout out to No Dunks, but little Big Beef last night with a 2020 game. He had picked up 20 boards. So again, if you're looking for like a cheap entryway, he's a fun player. I like Jonas. All right, I've been not paying attention to the chat. I regret not buying the Nikhil Walker Rising Stars, dude. You and me both, man. Let's start with Seeing Stars first. And as I pull that up, let me see if I miss anything. Miss anything in the chat here? Yeah, look at the chat. V Clampet's like, look at the chat. Mike, you think LaMarcus is a hold if I get a serial or 51 or dump now all top? Man, dude, that's tough. I don't really like LaMarcus Aldridge. I think he's like, I don't see what he's gonna do now. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do now. It feels like it's gonna be a Blake Griffin situation where he's gonna get traded to a team, and I don't know what's he gonna do. Like, who needs a slow big right now? What team needs a slow big? So that's where I am. Trevor, listen, if you're asking me, and again, it's not financial advice. If you're asking me, every day is a good day to buy PJ Washington. I just think he's but his prices continue to go down. And if the challenges aren't going away anytime soon, like we're still going to see Seeing Stars and Rising Stars challenges for like the next month. Cool Cats is coming out. If people are going to continue to punt away those moments so that they can get some liquid to buy something else, I don't know. Maybe you wait a little bit. Maybe you wait a little bit and snag them around 200. Are the non-stud rookies without the pedigree worth holding or unloaded profit to get Series 1? Holding a Okoro, but want more Season 1 while price is down. Woo, that's tough, man. Okoro's going to play a ton on a bad team. I feel like he's got an opportunity to get better. I I think I'm holding my rookies. I think this is a good question though, Alex. I think if someone who I got like pretty early on was like Devin Vassell, and like how I don't know how much run Devin Vassell is going to get on the Spurs. Well, now that they're going to start trading pieces, maybe he will get a little bit more run, and I know he's been hurt, but I don't know. I think I'm holding my rookies at this. I mean, unless you have something like if you are there some series ones you're like, this is what I really want, and I need to move something to get there, then I think that's okay. I think that's okay. If you had a limited budget, would you be all in one moment or buy a couple of lower price moments? That's a great question, Rishi. I don't know. It depends. Obviously, it depends on like if there's one moment that you're very excited about and it's a player that you really like, I think sure you can do that because it's checking all the boxes, right? You're like, I love this dude. This is a moment I want. You'll be excited to own it. So even if it dips a little bit, you're not like freaking out. There is some safety in spreading it out a little bit, though. There is definitely some, yeah. Michael says, quit holding back. We need to get those cool cat commons. They're common 35,000 cool cats early while they're cheap. So yeah, go ahead, Mike, and put your theory back in here. So I know you said there were some of those base moments you're pretty sure are going to be on it. I know we're thinking they're going to be international players. So I'm just curious who you think there are. Trap Lord, is there a Top Shot Takes Discord? So we were waiting till we grew a little bit, right? I think we're hit that point. So we are gonna, I think maybe next week we'll have that ready to go. I think. Coffee break. All right, what else we got? Jason says, Mike, I want to purchase the Kyle Lowry jump shot Series 1 against Boston, but I was wondering if you think Series 1 prices will drop when pre-order packs drop. Yeah, I think so. I First Min actually said this, I think, yesterday on their podcast, which I thought was great. Like, it's hard to time like the top and the bottom of the market jumps and dips. So I think you get to a number that you are comfortable with and being like, if it gets to there, I'm dipping or buying, whatever. So I think it's hard to nail it right away. I would just say continue to monitor it. While these challenges are going, I kind of feel like they're going to keep going down a little bit. I'll just say personally, right? I had said this yesterday. I'm going to try to complete this Rising Stars challenge. I'm going to go for it, even though that Ja Morant is continuing to get higher and higher, and it's hurting me inside. But I'm doing the same thing where I'm like, man, am I going to move off some of my moments so I can complete this because it's getting expensive? And I think a lot of people are in that boat right now. And if you're someone who doesn't like super believe in Series 1 or something like that, I think you're moving off of those things. So I think we'll see it continue to drop for a little bit. Actually, let's pull I want to see what that moment is. Especially if we think Kyle Lowry's getting traded to a contender, is that what's happening? Is he going to get traded? Is he going to be on a different team soon? So it's this moment right here, the 735. Is that where you're looking at? Is that against? Oh, that's not against Boston. Oh my gosh, what an insane moment. Oh, it's this one right here, 349. Whoo. A little backing down Kemba. I'm assuming that's from the playoffs too, right? Yeah, that's a nice moment right there. I like Lowry. Chris says, if you're holding LMA, the upside scenario is he fills a Marc Gasol role, Raptors or Lakers version with a title contender. That's fair. That's fair. That's probably the highest, right? That's probably the highest that he goes. But like, who needs that dude right now? I guess maybe the Lakers. Like, we think he goes to LA. I don't know. I'm prepared to take an L. GG, what's your take on Patrick Williams? Dude, I love Patrick Williams. I've been playing a lot of daily fantasy sports, and that's kind of how I'm aware of Patrick Williams. I mean, I knew he got drafted, but I've been watching a lot of him because he was like very cheap early on, similar to Top Shot, and he seems like he's going to be the real deal. He seems like he's going to be really good. I don't know if he's going to be like a superstar, but he's going to be like a starting guy for a long time. Does the Julius Randle? Oh yeah, let's go back to seeing stars. Julius Randle in particular. So man, how wrong was I on seeing stars, right? Those prices went right back up. People want to complete those challenges, especially the LeBron. I think it's going to be worth it. Let's look at, has anybody completed it? Yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys have already completed the challenge and which one. Here we go. Let's see it. Oh, boom. This does look like a video game. That does look like a video game. And good for Julius Randle. I'm happy for Randle. How high of a serial does the value go up? So meaning like if you have the serial conversation is tough, right? Because I think we're still figuring out almost like as a Top Shot community what it's going to be worth. Like obviously number 1 is going to be worth a lot. Obviously the jersey number is going to be worth a lot. I feel like we're seeing anything in the top 10 is worth a lot. But in between that, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to decide what the serials are worth. Obviously, the lower, the better. And same thing with like the full mint size too, right? So if, a low serial out of 1,000 is worth more than a low serial out of 35,000, right? Because there's just more of them out there. Our rookies overvalue, especially for long-term investment, considering most of the rookies will be a bust. Yeah, that's a great point, right? So we're putting a lot of emphasis on rookies right now because it's like, oh, we get their rookie card. But if you think like, I don't know, 15 years ago and you've got like Eric's, or longer than 15 years ago, let's say like 25 years ago, and you have Eric Snow's rookie card. Does that mean anything to you right now? Anybody? I mean, like, unless you're a big Philly dude or Cleveland, right? Did he play in some Cleveland playoff runs? Like nobody's losing their mind about an Eric Snow rookie card, right? So it only matters if, I think LaMelo, it's worth freaking out about. I think LaMelo seems like he's got some real upside. Halliburton, Wiseman, Edwards. But yeah, I think like the Devin Vassals, the Kyra Lewis Jr.'s that everybody was there losing their mind about. Patrick Williams, on the other hand, though, I do think is going to be legit. I don't know if he's going to be a superstar, but I think he's going to be legit. V. Clampin, remember that big L I had on that Walker rising star moment? Might have been one of my best plays. Yeah, he's gone up, huh? All of those guys have gone up. Also, we're 18 minutes in, haven't said anything yet. Again, appreciate all the love in the chat and everything like that. Make sure you like the stream so more people see it and subscribe if you haven't yet. We appreciate it. Oh, JS says, I'm curious of how your Top Shot moment account is shaping up. Okay. All right, we can do that. I'm comfortable with that. Let's take a peek. Let me throw up evaluate. Real quick. Let's say it looked a lot cooler a couple weeks ago when everything was popping off. So this is where I'm looking at right now. Good to see the Luka back up over 4K. So that's kind of what mine looks like. See, I told you, full disclosure, had been pumping PJ Washington. That's because I got that rookie debut. But I think that's a sick moment. And then that Halliburton continues to go up too, which is nice. But part of the benefit of that, right, was I got in a little bit earlier. I got in like 2 weeks before everything blew up. So you could just like straight up buy packs, and the Series 1 metallic golds were a lot cheaper. So I was able to get a lot of those things. So that was helpful. Yeah, no juice this early. Thanks for clamping. Dude, Kiwi says, should I get the PJ Cool Cat right now? I don't know what to do with the Cool Cats, right? Because if you're not completing the challenges, I don't know where those values are. I mean, I guess especially because PJ is out of 10,000. I don't know. I think I'd rather use that 88 somewhere else. Totally up to you, but I just don't. I feel like all of those values are in the challenges for those moments. So, okay. So Magpie says, hey, did you see the rumors about the 5 Cool Cat moments being necessary for the next Cool Cats challenge? Capella, Dort, Nurk, Podol, Boucher. Might be true. Those fit the bill, right? If those are the types, and I think that's what Michael was referencing earlier. If those fit the bill of the types of players that would make sense for the next challenge. So let's hope, right? Let's hope. Oh, Ryan, come on. I know if the Celtics use their trade exception on LaMarcus Aldridge, I swear to God. I know they need help down low too. Come on. Get me. No, thank you. Craig says, I think we should look to buy all the moments that have gone down and have 1 to 2 years holding time horizon. I can't see how they don't go back up given we are still in beta, not financial advice. I like that we're saying not financial advice even in the chat. We're all programmed. I mean, that's where I am on those. I mean, right. If you think we're still in beta, we're still in close, like people can't even sign up right now. I mean, I'm sure there's people in the chat right now that are dying to get into Top Shot that haven't been able to like buy anything or sign up. So I think that's totally true that, especially with the Series 1 stuff, I'm holding, man. I'm holding for a little bit. I'm not trying to flip those right now to make a little bit of money. Like we said, team hold. Although, as people will go back and see, I have sold some stuff. And the reason being is to reinvest into some other stuff. So keep that in mind. What else we got here? Ooh, top 10 completed the Seeing Stars. Nice. Ooh, a deep threat completed both Seeing Stars. Hell yeah, let's go. So you're getting the KD and the LeBron. Yeah, same thing with Marcus. Shout out to you guys. That's great. I mean, I definitely think that LeBron, I was a little dubious on the KD, but the LeBron one for sure seems like it's going to get there. Again, just let me take that huge L on the Seeing Stars. Hi from India. Just want to know your thoughts about Schroeder and AD 15K LE. Schroeder could win his first chip, and AD could maybe be Finals MVP. Yeah, man. So thank you. Thanks for tuning in. The Schroeder, I love Schroeder. So you're looking at Series 2 of Schroeder, right? I like Schroeder. $33. Again, I like, especially if you're new to Top Shot and still trying to find ways to like get involved and not go crazy with spending truckloads of money. I like a guy like this where he's gonna go up in the playoffs, right? I like targeting dudes like him who are gonna be involved in the playoffs. And if the Lakers are gonna repeat, Schroeder needs to be like their third guy, right? And he's going to be a big playmaker. He's going to be running. I would imagine he's running a lot of the offense on the second unit when LeBron, I mean, I know he's a starter, but when LeBron sits, he's going to be asked to do a lot. He plays really well with Montrez. I like the Schroeder call. I know somebody else asked about Anthony Davis too. Oops. So I want to pull him up. AD, someone, again, we disrespect bigs in Top Shot for some reason. And he's been hurt. So I feel like, wow, his Series 1 is already down to 790. His Seeing Stars is 330. That Series 2, 110. Yeah, I mean, I think these are all good. Like, if you have like a $200 budget and you're like, okay, I'm going to snipe a AD and a Schroeder. I don't hate that. Especially if you think they're going to win the finals. And AD definitely has the upside to win finals MVP. You think he's going to come back fresh, right? He hasn't played in a month. And who knows when he actually comes back. So, yeah, I like both of those calls. RA Superstar. Ja Morant looks like he's been in the weight room. Last night he was on fire. His Rising Star card is going to the moon. Oh, man, I know. So let's pull up the Rising Stars right now. So as I said yesterday, I pulled the Halliburton, which is very exciting. We were happy about that. And I was talking about, like, if you're not someone who has, a dump truck of money and are trying to complete one of these, my thought was, like, if you're trying to complete the first challenge, I mean, the LaMelo one, not the LaMelo, I'm sorry. If you're going for the Anthony Edwards and you pulled the LaMelo, it makes so much sense in the world, right? Because you look at LaMelo, he's the most expensive Rising Star, and clearly I scrolled by him. Okay, here he is at 4,900, right? That is, I think the entire, if you're going for the Anthony Edwards, the entire challenge is like $12,000, maybe 11. And 5 of it is right here with LaMelo. So if you get the LaMelo, it's probably worth like figuring out how to do this. Halliburton's, the Zion one is a little bit different because you don't have anybody that's 5K, but Halliburton is coming in at, wow, Ja's already gone up 200 since I looked this morning. Halliburton is, where my boy at? He's coming in at 1850, right? So if you get the Halliburton, you got to get Ja, and then after that, the prices dip a little bit. So you're right. I almost pulled the trigger and bought the Ja 2 nights ago, 2 nights ago at 900, and was like, oh, I'm going to wait. Yeah, so this is a PSA. Anybody who has the Ja and is not completing the Rising Stars challenge, slide into those DMs because I would love to make a rental deal with you or any sort of deal so I'm not dropping that money. Although I will say, if you do complete that challenge, knowing you're walking away and you buy it, knowing you're walking away with a Halliburton out of 2021, a Ja out of 2021, and a Zion out of how many people complete it, that is pretty nice. So yeah, all of those are going up. Shout out Greg, you got the completed the KD stars. Chris says, anyone know the last time signups were up? Anytime I think about selling anything, I remind myself there's a ton of pent-up demand that can't even get in. Yeah, I know it was up for like a hot minute and then they shut it back down. So yeah, you think there's going to be a huge influx, right? Shout out to Denny, completed it, the Seeing Stars. Marcus got all 24 for 5K, so I got in at good prices. That's pretty nice. 5,100 right there. Hey, shout out to KWK. Glad you're back. 2,800. Jason says, think the Lowry call will go to Philly, unfortunately, because that's where he's from, but he said he'll come back. Yeah, it sounds like Philly can offer a good deal. Denver can offer a good deal. Yeah. Let's see what this great advice you gave for the people to wait till moments to get the prices they're comfortable with. We can, we definitely can. Yeah, and shout out the First Mint too, because that's where I heard a lot of that. It, like, put my thoughts to words. Yeah, I think you just you have a bankroll of what you're willing to put in. And I think you just like almost find the moments that you're interested in, circle a price in your head and be like, if it gets there, I'm buying or selling. I like that. Andrew with a really good serial take. Only invest in 69 and 420. I honestly think you could say this is financial advice. Just kidding. Don't sue me. I like that call, Andrew. 69 420. Nice. Oh, man, I'm so behind on the chat. Let's get... Ooh, Larry says Lowry's going nowhere. Christian says, you think Mike Conley moments will benefit from his all-star appearance? Maybe a little bit. I can see that happening a little bit. I'm more interested in what the Jazz do in the playoffs. I think that's where they really try to bump you up. Traveler, yeah, I got to dig into moment ranks a little bit more. My bigger concern, I feel like it's hard to evaluate the serial numbers when like serial 18 is listed at 5K and serial 19 is listed at 25K and serial 17 is listed at 400, you know? But I hear you. All right, what else? What else are we missing here? What else we got? Please no LMA in Boston. Thank you, Raj. Beal to Boston. I would take Beal, absolutely. All right, let's go. Let's pull up Tristan Thompson, only because I think it's funny. $20 is only moment on the site so far. Sure. I mean, I do like that it's his only moment. It's his first moment on the site. I think that's fun, man. But Tristan Thompson, tough hang. Yeah, that's what we're for the people. That's what we've always said. Top shot takes is for what's the opposite of whales? The minnows. We're for the minnows. Virtual card show. I bought two. What's FS mean for Dortz at 375? Already flipped one. I wanted to use the money from that to buy Series 1 rare. I bought Biyombo Dunk for 588, but I'm starting to second guess. Good moment. I think anything that's Series 1 rare is good. I think those will continue to go up. I like the idea of targeting rares. Bismack's such a weird dude, right? I feel like no matter where he goes, he's going to play like 18 minutes as a backup big. It's a nice dunk. Who's that over? Is that over Kleber? Yeah, it's over Kleber. I think that's a nice pickup. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite Series 1 rare, but at that range, it makes sense. Like if you're like, I want a Series 1 rare, I want that in my collection, then I absolutely support that. Jason, it's hard to tell when the peak is, right? But let's look at, is he in the current challenge? Is Brandon Clark? Yeah, so he's in the current challenge. I would just pay attention to it. I think as we get closer to the challenge, because how many days? We still have 19 days of this left, right? So I think we're still pretty early within the challenge. So I still think there's room for that to go up a little bit. I think there's still room to go up. I held my Julius Randle Cool Cat too long and the price has gone down, but it's serial 47. So I think a long-term hold might be okay. I have a pretty low Hardens. Yeah, long-term. Yeah, I don't know about the season. Excuse me, the Seeing Stars ones, right? Okay, so I have two lines of thinking, right? Like if you are not completing the challenge, part of me is like flip it so you get some money back. If the team hold side of it is that this is the first All-Star weekend pack we've seen. And most likely they're going to do this every year, right? So if that's the case, then I think you could be like a long-term hold. The Cool Cats, I think if you've already missed the window on the Cool Cat, might as well just hold it, right? And then hope something happens later on and then it goes back up. Because you're right, you missed that like huge peak window and now you're selling it for like 100 or whatever it is. And like, do you really want to be doing that? All right. David says, I hope not. All the other rookies in the Rising Stars Challenge are going for more than Clark. Yeah, I feel like they're going to continue to go up. I do feel like those are going to continue to go up. Yeah. All right, what else we got here? What else we got? Any idea with Avdija in the future? I mean, I like Denny. I think he's gonna, again, we're gonna continue to see him play, which is nice. Like he's a rotation guy right now. He looked really good last night. He looked really good. I mean, nothing crazy, but he was like hitting open threes, playing some defense. He was active. Russ was looking for him a little bit. So somebody to monitor. I think he's somebody to monitor. Again, we looked at his first moment on the site. And it was like under 300. Yeah, I don't know. Someone to pay attention to. Okay, what else we got here? Can't Stop Colin. Took a huge L yesterday and sold MPJ for 550, and now it's up to 720 set. Definitely team hold now. Yeah, Rising Stars continues to go up. Yeah, they aren't going any lower. I know. I got to get that Ja Morant. Again, hit me up. If you get the Ja, hit me up. Let's talk. I'll give it back to you after the challenge. Where do we stand on badges and their effect on values? Yeah, I mean, they're going to go up, right? It's hard to know like how high it's going to go up, but we've talked about this with challenges or anytime new things come out, everybody's like, ooh, shiny toy. And I think we're going to see the same thing when the badges come out. So even though we know that the badges are coming out, like we're aware of it subconsciously, right? We know the badges are coming out. Still, the second they go on, they're gonna be like, oh my God, do you see that badge? So I do think they'll go up a little bit. Who knows how high they're going to go up, but I do think they're going to go up. Yeah, this is what I'm afraid of, V-clamping, right? Once the challenge is up on the page, everyone's going to lose their damn mind. So this is stressing me out. I need one of those trucks of money that we were talking about that none of us have. I need a truck. Sa says, do you think overall the marketplace will rise soon? I mean, we're already seeing some stuff go back up. I think while we see the challenges happening, people are excited about the challenges, rightfully so. So they're moving some of the stuff. They're moving some of their 15K Series 2, their 7,500 Series 2, and then their Series 1 to get liquid to then go buy those moments, right? So I think we'll eventually see it start to come back up. But right now, I think we might still it goes down. Rental deals. Are there safe ways to do that you know about besides like known friends? Yeah, I'll be honest. I've been doing that mostly from known friends. So I'm not like promoting off Top Shot deals. I think you can also use like a middle person too, that maybe there's someone you both know or someone in the community you both trust where you can share. I also am at the point that I'm like doing this in front of people. So it would be, what a bad political or social capital move to screw someone over. But yeah, you're right. Like if you were trying to make rental deals, I think you either need to do it with someone you know and trust, or like with a middle person who is an unbiased party that you can do it. But I'll say I've done it with a few. I've like helped other people complete challenges and vice versa. And I do think there are safe ways to do it as long as you know, make sure they have like references, talk to some other people. But yeah. If you have a $300 budget, do you grab a Seeing Stars like AD, a couple Series 1, or load up on 3-digit serials number 2? Good question, Moody. The Seeing... Well, that was annoying. I'm sorry. The Seeing Stars one is interesting. I'd be curious what other people's thoughts are just getting like one Seeing Star. The reason I'd shy away from that is I think you're buying at the highest of or close to the highest of Seeing Stars. And I think those go down after the challenge ends, right? So let's look at filter. Let's look at, just out of curiosity, let's look at 300 and let's look at Series 1. And then let's look at descending. So Gary Harris, I'm not really interested in, but like Porzingis, Kendrick Nunn, that's a rookie moment. So this is gonna get some badges on it. Dinwiddie is interesting. OG Anunoby, not Cameron Payne, I don't think. DeAndre Ayton, we've talked about Ayton, man. The Suns' prices keep going down, and like, hey, they're second in the East right now. I mean, the East. They're second in the West right now. So I don't know. Pascal, CJ McCollum, Sabonis. Jesus, Sabonis is 284. This was in the 400s. I think I bought CJ at the high 300s. Again, PJ Washington, shout out. I wouldn't say go get Marcus Smart, but I think that's where I lean. Again, totally up to you what you feel comfortable with. 3-digit serial number 2s, a number of Series 2 I think is interesting too, but I think I lean the Series 1 move. Oh, lost my spot in the chat. Sorry, hold on. Man, I'm way behind, huh? I mean, a lot of activity in the chat. I apologize if I've been slowing down. Anyone else actually down overall? Almost all my moments are down. I think I'm down $50. Yeah, it depends when you got in, right? Like I think if you got in 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when everything was at its height or highest, you're going to see it. You're going to see like, oh, maybe I'm in the negative a little bit. That's going to come back up. I believe that's going to come back up. We're still so early. Ooh, C-Dot says Platinum Ice Mike Conley added to Seeing Stars. I don't think they're going to use Platinum for... Platinum is like the 1 of 3, right? I'd be surprised if they use that for the Master Award. That would be pretty cool, but Top Shot can be the grayscale of Top Shots. Top Shot Taste can be the grayscale of Top Shot. Sounds good to me. Shout out to Warren. Ooh, sold my Halliburton for 1,400. Wish I would have held one more day. Now it's at 2,000. Yeah, I think it's gonna go back up. That's the other thing, right? For me, thinking about the challenge, right? If I don't get trigger happy and start buying these things, having like a low serial Halliburton, then I got to start thinking about, do I move off of that and invest in other stuff? Have they announced the next Hallow challenge and or its reward? Not yet. So we're still at the Harden one, right? Or that might have just ended, but yeah, they haven't announced the next one. Ooh, here we go. What's up, Patrick? Thoughts on Anthony Edwards as a player? His debut moment is going for less than Wiseman and Halliburton. Is he more than just dunks? Yeah, I wonder, I'd be interested in other people's thoughts on this. Anthony Edwards does look like he's serviceable, which isn't a huge compliment. He looks fun. Wow, yeah, it's only going for 834. And let's look up Wiseman as well. I'm curious because the Wiseman's a little bit more, right? 900. Wow, the Wiseman's gone down a little bit too. And let's throw Halliburton up there too. Let's get wild. I know I could have done a better job with that filter, and the Halliburton's at 1,200 just about. Yeah, the thing that makes me nervous about Anthony Edwards is, he does have moments. He's going to have sick dunks, and he's going to have like cool plays happens. Like his actual moments, I think, are going to look really, really cool. I don't see a way out for the Wolves. Like the Timberwolves seem so far away from relevancy. And we're seeing this with Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is a better basketball player than Anthony Edwards. He's like an offensive machine putting up crazy numbers, and he's still so underpriced and undervalued on this site. And I just think it's because you're never going to see them on national TV. Like we're just never going to see them play. They're not fun. So I think like comparing them to Wiseman and Halliburton, like I think there's still value in owning the Edwards. I'm not going to say like don't go get Anthony Edwards. I think there's still a lot of value there. But when you like look at the ceiling of Anthony Edwards compared to some of those other rookies, I guess you could make the same argument for Halliburton because Halliburton's not going to have those sexy plays that Edwards does, those big monster dunks. Like he'll still have good moments, but not those monster dunks. And he's playing in Sacramento. So that's like, I think that's the best comparison is those two. Where like Wiseman is on the Warriors. So even though he's only playing like 18 to 20 minutes a game at times, you're still going to be like, oh, Wiseman in a big game on ESPN. Where you're just not going to see Halliburton and Edwards play. I think, yeah, I would rank him behind. He's like my fourth rookie, I think. So I really like LaMelo, Halliburton, Wiseman, and Edwards in that order. I could be wrong. Maybe the Wolves do some weird stuff and then all of a sudden they're building around Edwards, but I think I'm out. I think not out. Sorry, that's too aggressive. Not out on Anthony Edwards, but I think I do rank him fourth in that group. Definitely let me know though if you think. I want to hear other people's thoughts on Edwards. Man, we should be getting a legendary pack. Is Run It Back going to be legendary? We should be getting that this month, I think. I'm going to share this comment because it's made me laugh. Shout out my name, Brian Muga. Shout out, Brian. All right, what else we got? All right, I got to catch up a little bit. I was so far behind here. Yeah, going back to the Harden, right? Yeah, I think if you're planning on flipping those Seeing Stars moments, I think you can wait a little bit. Marcus says, do you think we're still early and prices will rise? Yeah, I think so. We're definitely still early if, shout out to Dunbar who reminded us still in beta. I do still think we're early on this, but I don't know if that means it like the prices go back up in like 3 weeks. I think it might take a little while for it to completely go nuts. Yeah, this is the right call, right? You can always sell and then buy back in. So if you're holding on to the Harden, but you don't want to, yeah, I think that's right. Because then you can reinvest that and get a bunch more moments or something else that you really like and then still go back to the Harden. What about Precious? And I'm assuming this means the Rising Stars good hold. I don't think there's any bad calls on those because the Rising Stars, right? Like, I don't know if those prices stay as high as they are, right? Because obviously we're in the midst of a challenge and these are the sexy new thing. And the next time a rare pack comes out, are people going to move off of these to get some of those? But the reason I think Precious is going to be really good. And this is he's at 575 right now. And he's out of 2021. So I think I'm comfortable with that hold. Totally up to you. Honestly, I'm comfortable holding any of these long term. I think it's a rare. To me, this is the difference between holding a Rising Star and a Seeing Star, is just that it's out of 2021 versus out of 10,000, and it's listed as rare versus listed as common. And that's, again, could be, I might be just a big dum-dum, but that's kind of where I lean on that. Yeah, a lot of Embiid talk in the chat. Yeah. Let your community be the truck. We can all help out. I love this. Yeah, Jace, we kind of talked about this a little bit, right? I think definitely they come back down. We've seen this with every challenge. We've seen it with the gift. We've seen it with Cool Cats, where as we get close to the very last day of the challenge, it feels like they dip aggressively again while everyone's trying to move off. But we'll definitely see him come back down a little bit. All right, what else do we get? Yeah, Drew says grab the Jalen Seeing Star at 150, up around 200. Yeah, there's been some questions about the challenge. So the Seeing Stars Durant is happening right now. Team LeBron is going to happen probably right as Durant ends. And I'm like 99% sure you're not going to need anything in the Team Durant to get the Team LeBron. I think there was some confusion there where you need to collect all of the moments, including the KD, in order to get the LeBron. Those are going to be two separate challenges. Ooh, Andrew, this is totally up to you. Should I sell the Dort Rising Star to buy into the Seeing Stars challenge? I think it's totally up to you. Totally up to you. Like, if you're interested in collecting the Seeing Stars challenge, if you can use that money, if like that's what you're short to complete the Seeing Stars challenge, sure, go for it. Yeah, so let's look at the LeBron 3. I think the LeBron 3 and what's the other one? Durant 3 from that one as well. Yeah, he's under 1,000 now, under 900. That's a nice little scoop. I don't hate that. I think that goes back up, especially because it's only out of 15,000. So, and that moment's so cool. But I also wanted to look at the Durant. Durant was going for like 1,400. We're sub 700 now. Wow. And I think those are the moments. There's a Steph Curry too that's like dipping as well. I think those are the moments people are like, oh, I can move off a Series 2 and then go get a Series 2 common to get a rare. And that's what's happening. Chris Grover. Dart throw. I at first thought this was Dort because it said Maladon. And I was like, we're talking about Thunder, baby. It's his first moment. Yeah. I like Maladon. Theo's interesting. Ziggy says, lots of speculation. Appreciate any replies on the next drop. Yeah, I think we're getting a Cool Cat soon. Is it tonight? I think we're getting a Cool Cat soon. I think that'll help. The Harden block 2 is a sick moment. Also, let's shout. Talking about the Thunder. You guys see Isaiah Roby went on a show last night, talked a little bit about Top Shot. Thunder stands up in here, right? We love that. Love to see Isaiah Roby getting into it. I know we've talked about him quite a bit. That whole team's fun. Speaking of Theo and Dort and all those dudes. Yeah. Oh man. Shout out Gronk releasing some NFTs today. I'm sure Patrick has some thoughts on that. Love to see Gronk getting involved. Yeah. Do you think it'd be worth selling for? Oh my gosh, look at me just like tripping up all over my words. Embiid, Simmons, Paul Levine to get some big players. Totally up to you, Rena. If you don't think you're gonna, I love that. If you don't think you're gonna complete the challenge, if you don't think you're gonna complete it, you might as well. All right, I want to go back to. Let's go back and look at the Seeing Stars for a second. I'm curious to see just how much it's moved this morning. Remember, the first time we looked at this, nobody was over 200 except for like Luka and Zion. And now we're seeing like Rudy Gobert is approaching 200. Also, shout out, hey, we didn't even talk about this. Happy Rudy Gobert Day, right? Happy Rudy Gobert Day, March 11th. when the league shut down. We got Paul George is over 200. Vooch, who no one likes talking about. He's almost at 200. Luke is now up to 800. Ben Simmons, full disclosure, I sold my Ben Simmons Seeing Star last night for $200. Still holding that Dame, though. Devin Booker's over 2. Dame up to 300. Steph over 6. So, yeah, you can tell people are starting to get excited about this challenge now. I think people stopped listening to things I was saying. They're like, I don't see the value in Seeing Stars. And now everyone's going to complete those challenges, and you're going to see it's getting a little bit more expensive. So those people who were saying they completed it for like 2K or 2,500, whatever it was, or 5K total, yeah, I think that's only going up. So, yeah, Sam, we were saying this earlier, right? I think it's hard to predict the peak and the low. I think you got to find a number you're comfortable with. Now, again, there's still like, let's look at the active challenges. There's still some time left in these challenges, right? So we still have 18 days. So I don't think we're there yet. I think we're probably going to see them continue to creep up. But then there's going to come a moment where everyone who thought about completing it has completed it, and then you'll see them come back down. So I think you just find a number where you think you're happy with. And I'm glad we answered that question, because a lot of people asked that right after that. Siakam, yeah, Alex, we talked about Siakam, I think, earlier in the week, or who knows when this was now. This could have been a year ago, where that his first moment is that block on LeBron, right? Here we go. On LeBron. And you got to think those moments have a little bit more value because they're up against LeBron. I'm assuming this is the finals as well on November 10th, 2019. No, that's incorrect. This is not the finals, the year before. Yeah, I like that moment quite a bit. That's nice. Yeah, Jason, who remembers Mitchell saying his relationship with Rudy's unsalvageable? They seem to be doing all right now. Dude, Peter, I love this question because LeVert is about to come back, right? We're about to see, that's incredible that we're going to see him coming back already. So Series 2 is at 5K, right? Because that's when he got moved. It's at 105. I think, yeah, I'm cool with that. Especially, I think Karras is going to have a big role with the Pacers. I mean, they need him, right? They need him pretty bad right now. Taking away some of those like Jeremy Lamb minutes, probably. I love the Karras call. Best website to find players' first moments and or full transaction history. Actually, I don't know. To find first moments, if anybody knows that, throw that in there. Yeah, I totally agree. If you're the Durant moments, right, we'll see, or the Team Durant moments, I think we'll see those peak as that challenge comes to an end. And even though a lot of people are aware that the LeBron challenge is coming next, I still think there's plenty of people that aren't aware. So you're going to see that go up. And you're seeing that even with the Rising Stars challenge too. Even though we know the Zion's coming, once that's announced, those Zion prices will go back up again. Because I think people are focusing on the Durant and the Edwards right now, and that's where all the attention is. And then you're going to see a new notification like the Zion challenge, the LeBron challenge. So I think those will go up. And I mean, those are the more expensive players anyways, right? So there's Luka, there's Steph, there's Jokic. Like that one's going to be expensive. Will new moments from pre-order and Cool Cats drive down all the prices? I mean, every time we see packs come out, prices dip a little bit. So yeah, I think so. And especially as challenges continue to unravel, I think so. I mean, but usually it's like quick, and then it comes back up in a few days. But yeah, you think, right? Is it like 600,000? Maybe not 600,000, but like 250,000 packs, whatever they gave away in the pre-orders, all that's coming to the market this weekend. So what? I don't know. What's 250,000 times 3? Is it 750? Yeah, a shit ton of moments are about to come up. So get excited. And that's not even, I wasn't even including Cool Cats. Those are just the pre-order packs. Oh, shout out Magpie. One of the most well-spoken and engaging in the YouTube NBA Top Shot field. Let me just thank the UCB community for $5,000 worth of comedy classes. Shout out Magpie. That's very nice. Yeah, we do need more block moments. I agree. The block moments are sick. That's Zion. What's the Zion block? Is that his Rising Star moment? I can't remember. No, because we haven't seen it yet. What's the Zion block that I was really into? Is it this? Oh no, I think it is going to be the Rising Star reward. I think that's what it is. Where I think that's what it is. He makes a block. He makes a block and then gets an alley-oop dunk from Ingram. I love that. Yeah, there's a lot of questions about the Seeing Stars upside. I think, especially Paul George is in the challenge right now. I think the price will still like creep up slowly while the challenge, we get deeper into the challenge, and then there'll be a moment where everybody completes it. And so just like keep an eye on it. Find a number that you're comfortable with. Paul George is weird too. He's someone that people I don't think love. And maybe, you hit enough sides of the backboards in playoffs and people get a little confused, right? But his first moment on the site is only 440. 444. His first moment on the site. And even his metallic gold, we looked at the metallic gold series 1 and 2 this week. Even him being under 3,600, I mean, that feels pretty cheap for a Hall of Famer's first moment on the site. And who knows? Maybe the Clippers actually win a championship, right? Who knows? I'm not putting money on that. Any players that are must sell? Who do we hate? I love it. Who do we hate? Yeah, that's totally up to you. The way I've been looking at it is moments that I'm not thrilled about, I'm moving. I'm either giving them away or whatever. But that's totally up to you. But if I open a moment I don't like, one of you usually gets them when we do our live stream. Shout out Mike Muscala. A sniping filter you recommend? Not that I've used. I know addmorefunds.com does some cool stuff where it can give you price updates on specific moments. I believe you can pick one moment for free, and then you can upgrade to a premium to do multiple moments. I think that's pretty cool. That's the closest I've used. Ooh, NDK, what moment are you currently eyeing since you sold Simmons last night? I really want to complete that Rising Stars challenge. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm just trying to get liquid to do some Rising Stars. So I've actually listed a couple things, which is the first time I've listed stuff in a long time. So, oh, Ziggy. Yeah. So we usually do 2 or 3 live streams a week with the 2 other hosts, Greg Dunbar and Dustin Sandoval. So we did one, gosh, I think it was Monday night. Anytime a pack drops, we do it. This is actually a good moment. If you are getting a pre-order pack, we are going to do a live show, I think on Sunday, where it's going to be like a revolving door of a pre-order pack party. So if you'd like to open your pack with us on air, we're going to do that, I think Sunday evening. So yeah, keep a lookout from that. If you're not following us on Twitter yet, that's where a lot of our announcement comes. So follow us at Top Shot Takes. I also feel like I've been speaking poorly ever since I shared the comment about how well spoken I am. So don't let that get to your head. You know what I mean? Yeah, add more funds for a search player. Yeah, add more funds is pretty good. I like them. When you complete a challenge, do you get the players back to sell, or does Top Shot take them? No, those are your moments. So if you're like completing, that's what I think is so interesting about this Rising Stars one, and obviously why it's so expensive. But there are some really good players that people like to own. So again, the Zion, if you complete the Zion, you're getting a Halliburton, you're getting a Ja Morant, you're getting a Tyler Hero, like a lot of sexy players, right? And if you complete the Edwards, that means you wound up with a LaMelo, a Wiseman. There's a lot of fun ones. There's a lot of fun ones in there. What do you think about Markieff Morris? I can't believe Markieff Morris keeps coming up. I think, are you a Dustin Plant? Dustin made us talk about Markieff Morris this week. Shout out Dustin. He's a Laker fan, so he's allowed to. Yeah, 275. I mean, this is a pretty cool moment, right? It's in the finals. It's a nice pass by LeBron. It's Markieff. Yeah. I mean, it's a good series 1 by under $300, which I like. Anything under in series 1, it's a finals moment. I think that's all good. Rookshot.market for all rookie moment searches. That's pretty cool. I haven't learned that. Ooh, Craig said the Team Durant filter disappeared. Interesting. Huh. All right. Remember, we looked that up. What is the Zion challenge? So the Zion challenge is everyone not listed in the Edwards challenge in the Rising Stars. So if you go to the Rising Stars and you like Keldon Johnson, actually, let's do it this way. Let's look at the active challenges right here. So to get this Anthony Edwards dunk, you need to collect a Hunter, LaMelo, Campazzo, Wiseman, Mulder, Clark, Dort, Keldon Johnson, and Rui, the every challenge man. So if we go back to the marketplace and look at Rising Stars, anybody that's not listed in that. So we saw Hunter, so Michael Porter Jr., RJ Barrett. Man, this challenge is getting so expensive. RJ Barrett, Nikhil Alexander Walker, Halliburton, Maladon, Precious, Denny, Hero, Campazzo, and Ja. What an expensive ass challenge. Good Lord. What do you think about the jump on ESPN dropping NFTs and Top Shot all the time? The line to get in is getting longer and longer. I know. That's what I mean. Every time I see the market dip and you're like, oh, what did I do? Why did I invest so much? You got to remember, like, people can't even sign up right now, and it's being talked about everywhere. The Daily did something. It was, my friend texted me that there was a segment on NPR about it, being like, wow, you're really in on this early. So I'm not saying like to the moon, this is our 401k now, but I just do think we're just scratching the surface for NFTs in general, but specifically with Top Shot. I mean, people can't sign up right now, and they're still not really advertising. This is more of like word of mouth advertising. So yeah. NDK, haven't been able to buy or sell anything with confidence. Market seems too unpredictable right now. Are you doing account reviews today? Ooh, I think we're going to do that on Friday. We're going to do full account reviews. So if you're here on Friday, we're going to do that. But I'll pull up NDK. We'll do, actually, no, let's keep it for Friday, because I know if I do it right now, everyone's going to share there. So we're going to save it. But I love this idea, NDK. Friday is account review day. I agree that it's been pretty unpredictable. I just keep an eye on it. Keep looking at it. Man, more Mike Greenberg comms. Oh, here we go. Good plug in Mike's Monday morning marketplace after the weekend packs. Yeah. Also, yeah, again, I haven't plugged this in almost an hour. If you haven't had a chance to like the stream or subscribe, please do that. PG-13, nothing since he left the Pacers. Yeah, I don't really like PG-13 either, but the market really does hate on him. All right, what else we got in here? We're going to go for like 10 more minutes. So if you have anything we haven't covered yet, throw it in there. Thoughts on Killian Hayes potential? I'm a Piston fan. I was so mad when we took him over Halliburton. Yeah, I do, but I still think Killian Hayes is legit. I would have taken Halliburton too. But I do kind of like Killian Hayes, sub 300. You got to remember, he's hurt. He's not playing a lot. They're on a Pistons team that is in full rebuild mode. They're going to play their young dudes. Like, you're seeing Sadiq Bey play like 30 minutes a game. Isaiah Stewart, who I thought was a bonkers pick, is actually like looking pretty good. I think when Killian comes back, like him and Grant are going to have the car keys. So I like that. I mean, and it's cheap. That's under $300 for his first moment. That's like Denny Avdija prices. And I think Killian Hayes has a higher ceiling than Denny. I mean, it's always tricky when you're buying someone who hasn't played much and is hurt. It's a little scary, but I like that. Clude says, for new collector, what would be your advice for finding good pickups? So I think monitor the marketplace. See like what averages are going. I think you find some players that you're super into. Like, who do you like? Who do you like rooting for? Who's fun for you? And I think you set a bankroll. You're like, I'm comfortable spending $250. You can do it a couple ways. You can find like one dude who you really love for $250 and use the filters to search for like what are good values. Or you can spread that around and be like, I'm going to pick 3 or 4 dudes that I really like. So yeah, that's what I would do. Trap Lord, I heard about the NPR segment, and then my friend sent me the Wall Street Journal article last night. We were very early. Yeah, man, I forgot that the Wall Street Journal article too. So shout out, was it NBL and Andy who got some love on that. Yeah, we are still super early. Will they do the Zion challenge after the Edwards? Yeah, they usually don't run them out at the same time. Like the same thing, right? You're not seeing the LeBron challenge yet. You're just seeing the Durant one. So are Rising Stars a long-term hold? I mean, right, you're seeing the new serials are at 35,000. That's what we're seeing right now. And that could go up too, right? That potentially could go up. And these rising stars are out of 2021. So even the rare moments might continue to bloat a little bit. So I think they can be a long-term hold, especially what's fun about the rising stars is that they're rising stars. They're young dudes. You're getting early moments. Like someone was mentioning Theo Maladon, who's not a household name right now, but it's his first moment on the site. It's a rare moment. He's a young dude on a team that's going to play young dudes, so he's going to get a lot of run. Yeah, I think so. I think they can be a long-term hold. I think what I will say, though, the prices are going to continue to go up as the challenge happens. Then the price is going to come down. And then it'll start filtering back up again, most likely. So don't like freak out when you see like, oh, why did I hold long-term? Once the challenges ends, those will dip a little bit. So this is a good question. I think we're going to see this a lot in other. So what, like Zion's tough because there's already so many moments. And as we said, I'm already all in on Zion. So I think Zion moments are good buys. But as like when you see a player that only has one moment, right? One moment on the site, everybody wants that moment. It's his first moment, whatever. When we add like 4 or 5 moments, I think the first moment will still have a lot of value. But I think overall, the ceiling on all those comes down a little bit because now you just have more to choose from. And you're like, oh, I'm not going to spend that money on the first one, but his fourth moment is a sick block or his third moment's a nice dunk. Like a good example is that LaMelo. And obviously the LaMelo Rising Stars is going for a lot right now because the challenge is happening. This is the 3,000. This is at 4,800. But like when you compare the two moments, this assist is boring as hell. And this layup is nice, but what about when we get like a LaMelo step back 3 or a LaMelo dunk or something like that? Are you going to want that moment over the first moment? Do you know what I mean? So that's something to think about. Also, getting some questions about, do I own any NBA jerseys? I don't own NBA jerseys, actually, which is surprising. I have some NBA shirts, though. I've got like a Scary Terry shirt from back in the Celtics days. Questions about like selling your seeing stars. Patrick Crane made a good point early on where the Zion's going to continue to go up as the challenge happens. You could sell that Zion and then buy back in after the challenge ends because his price will probably come down a little bit once the Seeing Stars challenge ends. So good question. Ooh, just got a 295 AD Serial 3000. Which moment is that, Richie? Which AD moment? How do you think the LaMelo Rising Star will compare to his fake? Oh, yeah. I feel like I just kind of talked about that. Yeah, this is a fake assist. Thank you for saying that. This had to be a home game. No, it wasn't. This was even an away game. If this was a home game, I get it because the home box score, right? They're like, oh, yeah, sure, it's a LaMelo assist. Gordon takes a dribble and steps into a 3. This is so boring. I hate that that's his first moment. And this layup, right? He's still going to get a rookie badge for this too. Like it's not the triple badge, but this is a nice look. Switch his hands, come back over to the left. This is a nicer moment. I do think, right? The first moment will still have value, and I'm sure it's not going to be at 5. I'm sure his Rising Star won't sit at like 5K, but I do think that comes down. I think that, I don't know. What moment would you rather have? That one looks cooler. And then we're going to get a legendary moment. I guarantee you we get a LaMelo legendary moment this year. Do you want the legendary one over this one? Yeah. That's interesting. It is a fake assist. I hate that assist. All right. Where is Richie at? I know he said it was a Seeing Stars. So let's pull up the AD. So Richie, I will ask, are you trying to complete the Seeing Stars challenge? So you got it. I like the idea of paying up a little bit for a lower serial. Are you trying to complete the Seeing Stars challenge or are you trying to flip it or long-term hold? Would be curious. Can't wait for them to release moments like the Ray Allen 3. Oh, that Ray Allen 3 and Kawhi Game 7. Those are going to be really, really nice. I want that LeBron block. Get me that LeBron block up there. Pat says, most of my not-so-stars moments are 30% down right now. Should I sell and buy the stars or who are in dip or just hold? Whew, that's up to you, man. I do think as more people jump in on the site, the floor will come up a little bit, but I also think the supply is going to be far greater than what we saw when everybody got in a couple weeks ago. So that's your call. That's your call. That's tough. I hate selling at a loss. But I would say this, if you are seeing some stuff that you're interested in getting and you're like, I'd rather, even though they're 30% down, I'd rather like move that to reinvest. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong. We are early, but do you think NBA Top Shot wants to be expensive? I would think that they would like to be affordable for all kind of people. Yeah, and that's what I mean. I think as like we saw this with the pre-order pack, the supply is going to start getting greater and greater, which is again is why I was much higher on like the Series 1 and the rare stuff versus Series 2 and like even like the 7500 LE or the 12,000 LE or the 15,000 LE. I think those are going to be in more demand than say like the 35,000. But I do agree. I think the entry point, they would like to see the entry point be in that like $7 to $15 range, right? Just asking if it's a good buy. I think it's a good buy right now, but I keep going back to Patrick's comment. I think that price is going to continue to, you know, what's interesting though, is AD going to be in any of the challenges? Is he in a challenge right now? Can someone tell me? Yeah, because I can't remember. If he's not going to be in a challenge, I wonder what that does. You know what? I could just look. This is how out I was on the Seeing Stars challenge. I'm not even sure who's in each one. The reason I was wondering is because AD he wasn't picked on a team. But if he's in, I'll say this, if he's in the LeBron challenge, I would sell it and then buy back in, like Patrick said. I think that's like the good move because you're just going to get more value out of that because the price is going to keep going up. What is the best, man? I can't, Charlie, I don't know. What is the best moment to flip? I don't know. I think the stuff that's happening in challenges is where you can probably get the most value on that because you're going to see things continue to go up during the challenge. And then as the challenge comes to an end, before it ends, I think you can flip it for a higher value. But we've said this about Top Shot takes his team hold. We're kind of in this in the long run. So if we're talking about flipping, I'm just trying to get more money to throw back into moments that I'm really excited about. That's where I'm at. Is Seeing Stars the best challenge to play at the moment or a Rising Star? I mean, it's not that they're going to be more I think Seeing Stars might be more popular because it's cheaper. So more people can be active. Same thing with the next round of Cool Cats we saw with the AD. I think it's going to be more accessible to people where like the metallic gold challenges, those are sick, but those are expensive. Those are expensive to get into. And now we're seeing the Rising Stars too. It's just expensive. It's expensive. So I wouldn't say, it depends what your bankroll is. That's what I would say, what you're comfortable spending. I'm excited about the Rising Stars the most because it's Edwards and Zion. I think that's cool. Like that Edwards dunk is so cool. All right, I got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Ooh, here we go. Thank you. AD likely in the LeBron. LeBron's team only had 11 members that weren't LeBron. So that's a good point. So yeah, hey, Richie Rich, that AD buy could be really sharp then as we get closer to the challenge. I bet that could do really well. I like that buy. Long-term hold, I think I would try to flip that and then you can buy it back for cheap after the challenge is over. I think that's where I would go. That's what I'm thinking. So my Dame cereal is like $250 in the Seeing Stars. And I don't know what the hell to do with cereals, right? Because how much do people care about cereals in the challenge, right? I'm assuming you just want to get the moment. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I have a De'Aaron Fox Series 2. Moment ranks listed at 0 value. Its current lowest price is 10. I look at the sales history and someone picked $1,000 and the cereal was, yeah, I don't understand that. Honestly, it feels like money laundering. I don't understand that. I don't understand it, Max. I can't. Max says, can you help me understand this? No, I can't. Well, let's see what else we got. Let's start a hedge fund. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. All right, I think we're going to wrap up here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Remember, we do this every morning, so we'll be back again tomorrow. As NDK reminded us, Friday we'll do some account reviews. So we'll go over some of the basketball games, and then we'll do some account reviews. I think that's a lot of fun. We have 11 basketball games tonight, so I'm not even going to like preview anything. We get 11, but the fun news is we'll have some good stuff to talk about tomorrow. We'll see based on somebody's moments, like who's going to rise, who's going to fall. I'm excited to look at Denny's price tomorrow too after he had a pretty solid game. Reminder, if you haven't liked, subscribe, do that stuff. Follow us at Top Shot Takes. And we'll be big. Oh my gosh. Again, I got feedback that I was doing a good job talking. And then I said, we'll be back. All right.